Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, so we're gonna do a documentary on Chantel's YouTube journey. I found this wonderful documentary, y'all. It's funny as shit. Let me find it. Search. Oh, let me get another phone. Okay, and let's start the documentary.
Has been terminated due to multiple and severe violations of YouTube's policy for nudity and sexual content.
I wanted to discuss my thoughts on Foodie Beauty's channel getting terminated.
For Foodie Beauty's channel, which has been terminated by YouTube.
Say about this, what can I even say? She is terminated. A lot of people were speculating, can she come back? Maybe.
Mukbang madness. This ought to be good. Episode 2, Chantel and Sisyphus. Okay, from July 2018 to July 2019. Oh, they took it all the way back. They took it all the way
In
back.
our first episode of From Mukbangs to Madness,
Just no
we
sound?
introduced to our
Just one
main
sound? Can you
character,
hear?
Chantal Marie, better known as Foodie Beauty. We followed her first year and a half on YouTube and learned how she went from a wannabe makeup tutorial channel
Why is
to
it no
ending
sound?
up being a mukbang channel, where she
There you
would
go.
eat large amounts of food, usually very unhealthy food, and tell her stories
Okay, y'all, hold on one
from
second.
the past.
The barf goes project.
My headset was connected to the wrong thing. Let's try this again. Okay, I was connected to it. Okay.
Tile all over their wall. The poop goes all over their floor.
Along the way, we met other characters that were important to the Foodieverse, like her affectionate little boyfriend, BB, and her ex-boyfriend and Jimmy Bunker lookalike, Pete's. There were some who believed that Pete was still in love with Chantal, and that she was still in love with Pete. She even made a video addressing these rumors. They had been in love at one point. They were together for 7 years after all, and she did love him now, but it was as a friend, not as a lover. BB didn't mind Chantal and Pete's being such close friends, although
Wait, so who is BB? That's okay. So that was before I jumped into the Chantel madness and error. So now I gotta learn who BB is. Was that an ex? Was that a prior something? That's a prior ex. Who, but I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments.
BB was a bit of a closed book. So if he did mind, he didn't show it, and he didn't say anything to Chantal. And there appeared to be no resentment of any kind from BB. But perhaps there was a little from Pete's.
Well, maybe it'll be good if I see any stray cats. I can bring them home and secretly stash them away where BB can't see.
Yeah, that'll go well.
When Chantal was still in a relationship with Pete, she started chatting and getting to know BB online. In fact, she started chatting to a lot of other men online. But now she understood that that was not the right way to treat Pete.
It was very wrong of me to have started talking with BB before breaking up with him, but I thought many times Pete would tell me, even if you don't love me anymore, I don't know, maybe he sensed it was coming, but he said, even if you don't love me anymore and you wanted to see someone else, I would be totally cool with that. I would be cool with you having different lovers to make you happy.
Despite their breakup and the poor treatment Pete received from Chantal towards the end of their relationship, her and Pete were still extremely close and hung out together quite often. They even had their day of fun penciled in for every Wednesday. We never saw Chantal going for fun little trips with BB. He didn't look comfortable the rare times we did see him on camera.
Wait, so she was dating Pete's plus his other dude named BB's at the same damn time? Wow. That was a pimp stage.
Maybe they did go on trips
It's a
together
pimp
and we
phase.
just never saw it. But then Chantal would never talk about going anywhere. So it was more than likely they didn't really go out the same way Chantal and Pete's did.
I need to get a face wash at the mall.
All right.
You okay with doing all that?
Yeah, sure.
That's why I like hanging out with you. Nobody wants to do all these errands with me, including my own boyfriend.
I just roll with it.
It was a good thing
Interesting,
Chantal
secretly
had
wants
no
to be
friends
you.
to hang out with, because BB just didn't seem to be the going-out type.
So Rena and I, BB doesn't want to come. That's not his thing. He's not into like 90s music.
Whenever we did hear anything about Chantal and BB together, it was always just about how they would watch TV together or eat food together in their small apartment. And it really was a small apartment.
You can hear everything if you're in the hall. From apartments. One time I heard I was watching porn. I heard the moaning.
My semen's magically delicious when it goes down your throat.
The adventurous side Pete would take care of, and the physical side of things BB would take care of. BB wasn't a big talker after all.
If you know you're going to be late for work, you don't have time for a coffee. Right, babe? You like your sandwich?
Pete was an integral character in Chantal's life. She would hang out with her female friend Rena from time to time, but she always seemed to have more fun with Pete than with Rena and even BB. But there was a problem.
I wanted to see Pete's because I want to tell them, Pete's, about your news.
I'm gonna be moving. I don't know if I'm moving to Kitchener or if I'm gonna hold off and try to find somewhere in Ottawa.
Yeah, he was laid off from work, and his mom sold the house, so he's currently he got a job offer in Waterloo, right?
Yep.
Kitchener, whatever. You say Kitchener, but it's Waterloo.
Yeah, Kitchener Waterloo.
Okay. And so he might be moving like 5 hours away from me. So
there was now a chance Pete would be moved 5 hours away from Chantal. What would she do then? Anytime she was feeling down, Pete was always there to help cheer her up.
Yeah, one of the things I always find.
So she convinced him to stay.
saying
I never knew this.
how excited women get when they find clothes with pockets. It's like, I love your dress. Thanks, it has pockets. And it looks like the turtle's got its tongue stuck out too.
Oh my god, it does.
Is that Ed Gein? Looks like him.
I'm guessing it's not.
This tells a lot about the history of them and why they live
Chantal
together
clearly
now.
enjoyed her time with Pete, especially when they would go off somewhere different, off on a bit
She
of
wasn't
an
that heavy
adventure. But
back
anytime
then.
Chantal
She was
did
still
venture
mobile, able
out,
to go out and do
she
things,
had a
have fun. It's like,
And this, guys, is how sweaty I am. Just being in here. It's not even that hot in here, and I didn't really walk around that much. I told you I just have a really bad problem with sweating, like profusely. It looks like I worked out at the gym. Like in the summer, I'm just so sweaty all the time, unless I'm sitting in constant air conditioning. So it's kind of annoying.
It was never easy for Chantal when she had to get around anywhere. She was overweight and struggled to walk for more than a few minutes at a time. Her fitness levels were worryingly low. She had gone back to her mukbang videos after failing her last fitness journey, the journey where she told us for weeks and weeks just how well she was doing, but then ended up confessing that she had actually been lying to everyone, and that she had been binging on bad food almost the entire time. It wasn't just struggling to walk for more than a few minutes and getting a bit sweaty that Chantal had a problem with either.
I have sleep apnea. I have a pretty bad hormonal imbalance that's causing ovarian cysts, and I can hardly walk anymore.
She had all these problems because she had an unhealthy relationship with food. Anytime we saw her on camera, she was either eating or clearly had food on her mind.
So I've been up since 5:30. I did go to bed pretty early last night. I did go to bed pretty early last night. I did go to bed pretty early last night.
As well as physical problems, Chantal would often complain of feelings of depression and how she would struggle mentally in general. And it was no wonder. She had no job, she had no apparent hobbies other than going out to restaurants. She didn't seem to go anywhere with Bibi. She would just stay at home making videos of her eating terrible food. And she quite often seemed to be a very negative person, often complaining and seeing the negative side of almost everything in life. So, making
BB, like he has no part in any of her social media. He's just got his head turned around. He don't want to be seen. He off camera playing a video game while she's over there scarfing down with whatever she's eating. And the video talks about how she started her weight loss journey, and she said she was doing very well on it, but she eventually started back doing her normal routine of mukbangs, and she admitted that she was binge eating off camera. So we see her eat all this healthy, good food, and then she get off camera and she just scoff her face with unhealthy stuff. This is not helping. It's not hurting us. It's only hurting yourself when you do stuff like that and you lie about it. Uh,
making videos just eating and complaining didn't seem to be doing her any favors. She had tried to lose weight in the past, not just to get around easier or to ease her
but
mental issues,
at least she
but to
is
try
mobile.
and tackle the ovarian cysts she had growing inside of her. The cysts had Chantal concerned that they could possibly lead to cancer one day, and being as unhealthy and as
That's
large as
true.
she was really wasn't helping her. So she may have tried to help get rid of the cysts by getting fitter before, but she knew that the longer she stayed the same size as she was now, the more chance she could develop cancer in the not so distant future. She was now ready to start her latest fitness journey to battle the cysts.
But her being up and active and walking and moving around the park, that helps out a lot. Contrary to what you eat, moving around helps you a lot. You can eat fucked up and walk 6 miles a day and burn it all off.
Lists. This time, she titled her fitness series Journey to Losing 200 Pounds.
Damn.
200 pounds was an awful lot of
She
weight
could
to
do it
lose,
though.
but it was either lose a huge chunk of weight or risk death.
Yeah.
Suddenly, 200 pounds didn't seem like a lot of weight to lose at all. But she
Showed
had
on.
tried before to lose weight and failed. So, what would be different this time? Well, this time she was
Motivation.
going to try a much more positive approach.
I want to try to concentrate my channel on something positive, something motivational, and I want it to be something that I can do, some kind of daily vlog type of deal. And, I tried different things with my channel and changed my mind a lot, but I've been reading the binge code, I've been reading a lot of self-help. That's really been putting things into perspective for me and really helping me. So I need to stay away from that negativity. So that's why I enable comments, but I do it so that my true supporters can engage in conversation in a positive and respectful manner.
So I'm just listening to my favorite on F Yourself, and there's a chapter that I'm at. It's called Reaching for the Stars with Short Arms, and it just talks about basically how dreams versus reality of those dreams and the willingness we are willing to do to get to those dreams. A lot of us.
Yes, the old negative Chantal was gone, apparently, and in came this new positive Chantal. It's always easy to start off motivated and feel like this is the time you will get it right, especially when you surround yourself with such positive material, whether it be books or motivational YouTube videos. She just had to make sure that when that initial burst of motivation faded away and she was faced with her mundane day to day life, she could be consistent and keep it up. As well as feeling more positive in herself, she also wanted her channel to be more positive and more inspiring than ever before, and that meant getting rid of the fast food mukbangs. It was a highly risky move.
Epic fail. She went the wrong direction. She did none of the above.
Though. No more mukbangs meant she was risking her views. Her channel had only started to grow in the first place when she introduced her eating videos. People enjoyed watching an overweight woman scoff on a ton of unhealthy food while telling them some embarrassing and disgusting stories. But no more. She was not about that life anymore. She didn't want to be a modern day Victorian freak show. She didn't want to be gawked at by strangers. She didn't want to be the joke of the internet. She wanted to inspire. She wanted to lose weight. And she wanted to beat this food addiction of hers. And of course, she wanted to beat these cysts of hers into submission. So, lose 200 pounds was the goal. She knew how to do this, clean up the diet and be more active. It was difficult for her just to walk for more than a few minutes at a time, so she knew it was not going to be easy. But if she persevered, she could do it. And why not? She had no kids, no job, no real responsibilities getting in the way of this journey. The only person who could get in the way of her succeeding was Chantal herself. She was already making positive changes in her life away from diet and exercise. She used to love watching drama channels on YouTube, often while eating some unhealthy meal. But now she had replaced the drama with self help audiobooks and YouTube channels that focused on positivity. More activity, better food, focusing on positivity. The only thing left to do now was weigh herself. Chantal weighed in at 375 pounds. She didn't let this high weight bring her down, though. This was her starting point. No negative thoughts would defeat her. She was going to give this her all. She couldn't afford to fail after all.
No, I have two bilateral, meaning on one each.
Could you imagine just getting on a scale, knowing the numbers it's about to read, and broadcasting it for the world to see the numbers? I don't know if I could do that. But she broadcasted it. Proud of her for that.
Every ovary. They're 16 by 10 centimeters. Are you going to try to lose weight? Are you going to try to shrink these on your own? I had one removed, a very large one removed in January of 2011, and there were borderline cancerous cells. So that's why they think that they keep growing back. I know I'm probably going to have surgery within the next couple of months or whatever. So, and it's probably going to be a total hysterectomy.
Chantal got off to a flying start. She was
Okay,
paying
a little healthy
attention to what she
salad.
was putting in her mouth. She started getting out of the house more and being more active.
At least I came out today instead
That's
of
a
spending a
start.
day cooped up or driving around looking for food. At least I
Hello,
came out today
everybody.
for a walk.
We're just
At least
watching
I
a
did 8.5
documentary.
minutes. So you have to think of things that you positive things and that will really help you live a happy life. So
She was pushing herself more and more with each new fitness video she uploaded. And perhaps more important than anything else, she was being much more positive than we had ever seen her before. And she was not letting the negative thoughts derail her progress like they had her and so many others before. And ever since she started
Was
listening
that
to those
Amberlynn?
self help
I think that was
audiobooks,
Amberlynn.
she now understood that she was capable of losing the weight. She had the control.
I need to remember this. I'm listening to yourself. I blame so many things, my circumstances, other people in my life. The blame game is never going to get you anywhere. And I'm
Nope.
just really learning that through this book and how to take control of everything in your life. You have control over literally everything.
Yep.
You have control over
Every
how your
detail.
life is going to go. You have control over how you react to things, and it's just really awesome. So
She had given herself her best opportunity to succeed this time. She just had to resist the temptation to unravel when life became hard.
Temptations be
The
hard.
first few days went perfectly for Chantal. She was doing
Okay.
everything right, even counting her calories on MyFitnessPal. No stone was to be left unturned. But we knew Chantal's biggest problem would be her own mind. The voices in
The first few days to a week is always the easiest because you got this kick going and you're like, oh, we're gonna do good, we're gonna lose some weight, blah blah blah. So you're all fitness orientated, you're eating right, you're going to do exercises, you're doing your walk, and all that's going good for you. So it's always the easiest. It's the 2 weeks down the line, the month down the line, the 2 months down the line, if people still continue the same journey, then they'll start noticing change. But anyway,
in her head telling her it was okay to not work out that day. Or maybe it would be
oh, see,
okay if she just ate what she wanted just for one meal.
that's
That
all
would
it
be a
takes.
slippery slope to come back from. But so far, so good.
So what happened was I was just gonna give up and just do 5 minutes, but then I was thinking of my goals I had, and I was like, I can't give up. It's day 2, can't give up on the one goal I set. And I was reasoning with myself, well, at least I didn't binge, at least I did 5 minutes. Well, I forced myself to get up a second time, do 5 more minutes.
Her plan with her food was to eat just over 2,000 calories a day, and all very clean foods as well. Nothing with a
Okay.
bunch of sugar or chemicals in them, just good whole foods. She was still eating food on camera, that is what had brought the views in to begin with, so getting rid of that completely wouldn't have been good for her channel. And she still wanted to be successful on YouTube, but now she was eating healthy foods on camera, or so she thought. Her first eating video after being this new Chantal was a Subway sandwich. Not the healthiest. Didn't some guy get involved with Subway and go on to do unspeakable things? Oh, yes, Adam Sandler. So she may have thought she was eating healthy, but she was not. But at least she was trying, and as long as she stayed under her calories, she would still be losing weight. And she
True.
may have been trying to eat better than the old Chantal, but her portion sizes still looked to be a little on the large side. She was at least
Portion
trying to
control.
get it right, and sometimes she was. But how would eating healthier foods on camera, rather than the fast foods we were used to, affect her channel? And how would no more gross stories affect her channel? There were to be no more disgusting sex or poop stories. They were no more. And instead, those type of stories were replaced with different stories.
Okay, I do remember the pooping stories and her pooping out there in the woods. I do remember her 3 a.m. binge mukbangs, driving the car, going to get something to eat, and taking a poop out in the wilderness. I do remember that.
I had a dream. Oh my god, my dream was so weird. I had a dream that I was in like this huge airport area, sitting area. I had a dream, a very weird dream last night that I was like, I think I was at a relative's house. I don't.
As we all know by now, people talking in depth about their dreams is the most boring thing in the world.
Mhm.
Well, after Amberlynn colouring in and a Jimmy Bunker vlog.
To clean this van. Oh, yeah.
But what else could Chantal talk about? She didn't do anything exciting. She couldn't tell us about how her day went. She couldn't tell us about her wild night out with BB. She couldn't tell us any more sordid stories from her past, since she was done with that type of talk. She only had her dreams to tell us about. Oh, and her cats.
Don't you even
Her,
think of being
her place wasn't as bad
Don't you even
as
think
it
of
is
being
now. It's worse now, but it
Can I
wasn't as
help
bad
you with
back
something?
then.
What do you guys want? I gave you food. I gave you love. And now you just sit there staring at me like I'm crazy. What?
And she did take
in
better
you
care of the
doing?
cats back then. It was like,
What are you
oh,
doing,
they're on the
Sam?
counter. Get off the counter.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Sam?
Stories about dreams and talking in a silly voice to her cats was not what brought in subs when she started to become popular, and there was no way this type of content was going to bring in the subs or views now. She had to find something else to match or even beat the old mukbangs.
So what she do?
Hey guys, welcome to my very first movie review. I'm not like a
Chantal tried doing movie reviews. After all, there were plenty of big movie review channels on YouTube, but the reviews didn't match the mukbangs for views. It wasn't even close. But she was determined not to go back to that old lifestyle. And going back to the old Chantal was just not going
Good
to happen
afternoon,
again.
Enchanted Rose.
Provided
Hey, Flawed to
it did.
Perfection.
I had another bowl of the chips and more grapes. So
We are watching this documentary of Foodie Beauty when she first started her career on YouTube, going back and forth from a beauty channel to a movie review channel to a mukbang channel to back to the beauty. But this all entails where she got her. This goes over where she got most of her views from, which was from mukbanging, and which is why she ate on the camera for so long. But anyway, we won't get back into. Hey, Enchanted, Fly, say hey everyone. Hello, welcome. I finally made it live. I know.
So, yeah, I ended up eating a bit more of the chips. Not all of them, but still, I still ate above what I said I was going to eat. So that was a bit of a slip up. I was losing a bit of control there. I also only did 10 minutes of the walking.
Slipping now and again was bound to happen. Chantal just had to not let it change her mindset back to the negative one and spiral.
Happy
She knew
Thursday
what she
to
needed
you
to
as
do,
well.
she just had to do it.
But in the end, I'm not going to give up. And I'm not going to get down about any slip-ups. I'm just going to see them as minor setbacks. As long as I keep going and try to be as consistent as possible, I think I'll be all right. Like, I'm not going to go on these huge depressive binges. I'm really just not going to let that happen.
Make sure y'all smash
She had
that
been one
thumbs
way
up
her
button
whole
for me.
life,
Thank you.
so becoming this new version of herself wasn't going to be a walk in the park. Fans had suggested she do some sort of volunteering work. Maybe that would help keep up the positive feelings, and she liked the sound
That
of
is
it.
true.
I am going to be sending out some applications while I eat my breakfast for some volunteer opportunities in places that, help people that are less fortunate.
It was good she was being healthier, both physically and mentally. However, there was a problem with this.
I mean, let's just face it. The way I have to eat to get healthy is not going to be interesting enough to pull in views.
Oh, okay. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That is something that is very interesting. Watching a person going from these massive amounts to this smaller, healthier, different type of food in different amounts. That is interesting. I don't know what the hell she was talking about, but there are people out there who will be very interested in watching something like that. Chantel just didn't want to go through. She just wanted to eat what she wanted to eat and to lose the weight, which unfortunately that's not how it works.
In views for eating shows.
So, discussing dreams,
I know it's
movies,
already
making
November.
movie reviews just weren't
It's gonna
good
be
enough for views. So, what else
Thanksgiving right
could she
around
try?
the corner. Oh, that's very sinister.
Chantal had always been interested
Okay.
in
Ooh,
creepy,
that look
scary
good.
stuff. She loved Beetlejuice and Freddy Krueger. She used to fear witches and ghosts and had a fascination with the weird and macabre. She had an interest in makeup and food, and she had made videos about those. So why not give scary videos a go?
So Karina Seger Malinowski lived on Mount Holly plantation. Mount Holly is a very small town, has just like
Yes, then it was
you
a
know, a handful of people, a
Vlogmas
few
time. I
dozen
can't
people.
wait to do Vlogmas this year.
And she lived
What's
on this plantation with her husband
Vlogmas?
Stephen and her
Oh,
three kids,
Christmas.
11-year-old Annette Sager and her two sons. And from a previous
Well, just like with anything else that wasn't unhealthy mukbangs, no one really cared. Chantal was always in her own head and confused. One day she would be set on what to do, and the next she would change the plan, whether that be with her fitness goals or with her channel.
Okay,
She would be
outfit look
so
cute
sure
right
about
there.
what to do, and then in the next video would doubt herself and change things.
really think it's just best to at least keep anything weight loss related off of this channel.
So she was wanting her diet and weight loss journey put onto a second channel. A second channel is, of course, always a great idea. Smash that subscribe, smash the subscribe button, smash the subscribe. So now she wanted to keep her fitness and diet on a second channel and wanted to get back to basics with this channel, back to eating food. Still healthy food, but more food related videos rather than spooky stuff or telling us about her dreams. So, how was the fitness side of things going? Well, her series of losing
Foodie eats her
200 pounds
feelings and
just
thoughts.
vanished. She didn't make any more videos.
Foodie Beauty eats her feelings and emotions, which is healthy. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and you know what? I'm also bad at that myself. Like, you know how most people will get in their feelings and they won't eat. You know, some people get in their feelings and they'll eat up every motherfucking thing in the house. You know, or emotional type of eater.
For her series, and she didn't talk about it. She never told us it was ending or she was tweaking it. She just said nothing about it. She had made such a promising start, but now nothing. No more talk of losing weight, no more talk of positivity or the book she was listening to. Nothing. Just her eating healthy ish foods on camera and talking without really saying anything. But even the healthy food was starting to slowly change back. She was not eating fast food yet, but you could tell she was beginning to make agreements with herself to justify not being as strict with her diet anymore.
You look up any food, there's going to be arguments if it's good or bad. So even vegetables, like people on the carnivore diet are saying vegetables are toxic. I mean, there's no friggin' winning. So who cares? Just eat what you want.
She is right about that. But you can eat whatever you want. Just do it in moderation, especially at your size. Like, just be moderate. Like, she could eat about 2,500 calories a day, unlike some people, and still lose weight. What's it say? And she has an alcohol problem. Really? I didn't know that. And see, alcohol packs in a lot of calories as well. People don't notice when the stuff that you drink, you get has calories too.
Be happy. So,
It seemed like any day now she would upload a video of her tucking into some fast food and saying to hell with it all. But she did not do that. At least not yet. Instead, she uploaded a video with a new idea to stop herself before it got to that stage. One meal a day. Just one meal a day to get herself back on track to losing weight. And it may have sounded like a bad idea to some and a recipe to binging, but it was actually working for her. She was not sweating as much and was able to walk for longer. The problem for Chantal was that this was starting to become a habit in itself. Start something new, then within a few days, or a week at best, she would quit, after finding excuses as to why she shouldn't be doing it. And of course, the same thing happened again with this one meal a day challenge.
you still need to eat a certain amount of calories for your body to function. It's not healthy to go on a very low calorie diet. My body obviously wouldn't starve without eating for a few hours or whatever, but it wasn't
Your body's not
fine. You're not going to eat?
okay. Your body's not going to starve for not eating for 3 hours. I'm just going to say that. I've never known a person starve in a few hours. That takes weeks, months, days, whatever. But your body's not going to go into starvation or after a few hours of not having something to eat.
I'm going to give you a headache. Did do an update on the OMAD. I have not been doing the OMAD. I said in my video I've been back to eating whatever at all different hours of the day. No structure and yeah.
Of course, she had quit. She had not been listening to her positive books. She had stopped being active, and she was back to being sat in the apartment with Bibi with nothing to do. Her mood was getting low again, and talk of depression was starting to seep its way back into her videos. And there was no Pete in sight. He was a little busy these days after all.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants me telling you guys this, but he's met somebody, and I'm really excited for him. I just really want him to be happy. I think
Maybe Chantal was actually happy for Pete in a way, but with the possibility of him moving away and now having a new lady friend, that meant Chantal would see him a lot less. And so
Chantel,
would
you
we,
wouldn't
sadly.
starve, man. Eating for
She
3 hours.
knew what she wanted to go
What
on
to
new
see it?
adventures. The
Like,
weight loss was
no,
not
probably
going so
not.
well. She was starting to lose Pete's, and it
Probably
seemed
not.
only a matter of time now until she fully returned back to the old Chantal and ate whatever she wanted. In just 2 months, Chantal had gone from positive, being more active, eating better, wanting to kick this food addiction of hers and fight her cysts, telling us everything she ate and did was in her control. And now,
no matter how much you think you can take control of your life, sometimes you just have to admit you don't have control over it. And that's what I am doing. I am completely powerless over food, like they say in OA. I just right now can't.
she now started mentioning how she wanted surgery to get rid of the weight, rather than lose it on her own. She said she was planning on meeting a doctor to see about surgery. She was also planning on seeing a counselor and a psychiatrist. This was something else that Chantal had a habit of doing, telling her audience what she was going to do, rather than just doing it or letting us know how something had gone.
Okay, y'all, I apologize. We have to take a quick break. So I'm going to stop this live stream. I will be back in about half an hour, and we will finish up this documentary that we have here. But I'll start on the live stream in about maybe an hour.
Looks like a real studio from back in the back here.
Huh?
Looks like a real studio from in the back. Or in the back.